So here's a question for the Battletech veterans out there. We're looking to put together some Tactica, focusing on some ideas, and we've been exploring light mechs, medium mechs, heavies, and now jumping into the assaults, exploring this idea of what is the purpose, the tabletop Tactica purpose of an assault mech, and what's that checklist that we can look at, that we can explore in using an assault mech. So new players to the game, there's a lot to manage, lance building, missions, tactics. What is that? What are those navigation points that we can utilize with assault mechs? It's no secret that assault mechs are some of my favorite mechs in the Battletech universe. You have enough tonnage to really do a lot. They've got a lot of armor. They've got a lot of weapons. They can take a lot of punishment. Yes, depending on the mech. Sometimes you can get an ammo crit and explode, and other times, if it's an energy-based mech like an Awesome, continue to really push forward. And there is a big distinction between the two, and we're going to jump into that Tactica checklist to be aware. But what are those guiding principles behind assault mechs? I'm going to share a few, and then, of course, in the comments and feedback for the new players, the veterans will help. Starting off with battle value. And battle value certainly isn't everything, but it's a starting point in that I always ask myself, am I earning the battle value? You have a fixed, and this could be tonnage, this could be C-bills. Battle value is kind of that universal language when we put together a lance or forces. The idea being, I am committing significant battle value to one piece on the table, one initiative point on the table. I need to get the most out of that battle value. So assault mechs need to be very active, unless it's a one-sided mission where I'm a defender and I'm going to sit back and wait until that moment to push forward. The assault mech needs to be out there either destroying or weakening other mechs, units, combined arms, or area/tactical denial. And that's an important piece, because myself included, it's easy to get wrapped up in the big guns, and it's very easy to forget that there are other aspects to destroying mechs. If I can't destroy a target, can I deny it opportunity? Can I push it away? Can I shift things out? So jumping into with assault mechs, in terms of target priority, even a dedicated long-range assault mech that has long-range capability with a mix of medium and short range, it can't be everywhere at once. And there are some assault mechs that break the mold, but generally speaking, they're going to be slower. So what that means is on a hex map, I can't chase everything down. I can't run around and have my assault mech chase down this part of your lance and then run away. We're not even talking about trying to run and tag a Jenner or a light mech. Even medium mechs can more or less, on an open skirmish type mission, avoid the brunt of those assault mechs. And they might get hit with an LRM pack, like if it's an Atlas or a Cyclops. So from that perspective, the first thing I need to ask myself is, based on mission parameters, where are you going to be? If you have to take and hold a certain area, or in your lance, in the opponent's lance design, if they have support mechs, LRM mechs that are going to want to have a good fire point to hit you with indirect fire or elevation, that's where I'm going. So it's not so much what am I going to chase down, what is the target area on the map? That's where I want to head. Now, my opponent has, in theory, a choice. It's not necessarily a good choice. Let's say there's a mission point. I'm going to put my assault mech on that point. They can choose to not engage. Well, now, because they're like, I don't want to go up against a Battle Master or an Atlas or Steiner Recon Lance. From that perspective, what we now look at is area denial. I'm going to push you away. I'm going to keep you away from that. We also see this as assault mechs advance. Think about, pull out a hex map, virtual or tabletop, put down an assault mech and look at the weapons, a random assault mech, and look at the various weapons that it has, the firing arcs, the ranges, and kind of draw that hex bubble around, that area of projection. This is the area that you can effectively deny. And most assault mechs, as they get closer and closer and can bring more of their weapons to bear that they mount and the heat capacity that they can manage, that bubble becomes a lot more intense. Don't discount physical attacks, too. They project into the bubble. So sometimes you can start to shift things away. And we see this at the beginning of the game and mid-game as assault mechs are moving in. Other opposing lances, mechs, vehicles, support, they might try to shift You're earning battle value by shifting things away, although I really want to earn battle value by destroying things. Okay, you take some damage. That's the first side of the assault mech. The second side of the assault mech is energy mechs versus ammo mechs. Now, we have an extreme, say like a longbow or dedicated fire support assault mechs. Yes, they're packed with so much ammo. That's kind of in its own category. They're very, very vulnerable, but essentially dedicated support assault mechs, the tonnage that you're paying is not to get up there and mix things up. You're paying for the tonnage to mount multiple massive weapons of a certain type, usually ammo long range, to bring that to bear. Most assault mechs are going to be a mix. Think of the Atlas. Think of the Cyclops, where you've got some missiles, you've got some autocannons, you've got some machine guns, but you've also the Battlemaster, but you also have a mix of energy-based weapons and shorter range weapons. The challenge here becomes is, yes, you can soak up a lot of damage, and we're going to do our best not to get hit. We're going to use our best for facing and other tactics, but there is a very real possibility with certain assault mechs to bypass the armor, to bypass the internals. You get hit in a certain area, you open up left torso, there's an ammo bin there, there's ammo. That gets cooked off, that gets hit. Roll for crit, confirm, location, you explode. You're done. You're done. So we do see this where you have to be a little cautious if it's an ammo-based or a mixed-based mech, because there is that possibility as you take damage. Now, an energy mech, an all-based energy mech, assault mech, has the dual threat, the double threat. Now, I look at the Awesome. It's an awesome mech. I regularly play it. Yes, it's at extreme range. It wants to stay at extreme or mid-range, but you have to put that mech down. You have to core that mech out. You blow off the arms, it's still got 2 PPCs. You take out 2 PPs, it still has the 1. You blast everything out for some reason and it's still up. I've had that happen. You've got the medium laser, you've got physical attacks, you've got kicking. You blow off everything, somehow it's still up. It's taken 2 engine hits, a sensor hit, which I've had. It's still an initiative. It's still an initiative point in that lance. So from that perspective, those assault mechs are double in that unless you get a lucky crit or an engine core out or something, or a leg blown off, well, even leg blown off, at least you still have the initiative it can prop up. It's going to be in the game till the very, very bitter end. So you need to be aware of that scalability between the two. Okay, that is my starting point checklist. Now, of course, looking through the tech manuals, seeing how things overlay, I'm going to turn it over to you guys to take a look from that perspective. What is that new player, that new Mech Warrior Tactica checklist that we want to look at?